All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to the Lady in Black. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series visits Darlington Raceway, the Lady in Black, for race number 4 of the season. It's 110 laps, and this thing will try your patience. It'll make you go home to mom and cry. It's the Lady in Black. Who's got what it takes to tame the lady? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, the Lady in Black is back. It's TurnLeftTV, it's High Octane Racing League, and it's the Buschwackers Series. All right, thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on the Buschwackers Series at TurnLeftTV, High Octane Racing League style. So I appreciate you being here tonight. Got a good one here for you. Darlington Raceway tonight. And this is going to be a fun race, man. Hopefully, it'll be a fun race for the viewers as well. And a big field here, and I'll tell you, man, patience is going to be of a premium here tonight. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV, owner of High Octane Racing League. And we're at Darlington tonight for 110 laps. And it's race number 4 of a 10-race season. So we got about 7.5 minutes left in the practice session. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. How about hosting your website or your online store, VPS hosting, or shared web hosting, also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. And that's who provides our services here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Hey, look up here. You see that BTCC action right there? Do you see it? Do you see it? That's right. Got some of that headed your way. It's up there on the iRacing.net, so it's official. BTCC starts tomorrow. Don't forget to join us over there, man. Click that Discord link and join us on Discord. Thanks to all those new folks who have joined. New subscribers. That's right, BTCC in action tomorrow. The first round of a 6-round season. We are alternating British and American tracks. It's the British invasion. High Octane Racing League style. Starting tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. 2 25-lap races in the High Octane Racing League BTCC Series. Brands Hatch. So this is Darlington tonight. Next week, big race here for us here at High Octane Racing League, the Steve Freeze Memorial. We're doing it from Daytona this year and kicking off September in the right way. 100-lap race, and that is going to be a fun one, man. So it's the Steve Freeze Memorial 250. and it will be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Of course, we're going to have some prizes as well for the drivers, so definitely want to join us for that. Steve Freeze Memorial 250 from Daytona International. And that will start, actually I'm going to change the time. It's going to be 8:30 qualifying, I believe. This is be 7:30 qualifying, 8 o'clock race. I think that's what we're doing. Just follow me on YouTube and you'll find out. That's coming up next week. Speaking of YouTube, man, thanks for everybody who come out here and watch the videos. Hit that thumbs up button. Let everybody know what's going on here at TurnLeftTV. And if you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to do so. You get updates when we're going live. And, you know, bring your friends out too, man. We're approaching that 800 mark. Like that, that's good. And don't forget to subscribe. And also click on the links down in the description of this race to get the PayPal if you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV. Always looking for those. Also, the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network, hospitals. Charity link. If you'd like to make a donation to them, that'd be great. And I have the SimLab website link there as well if you'd like to purchase a SimLab monitor, or how about a race rig. Please use my link. I'm an affiliate through them. Appreciate all the support. Just coming out and watching the races, man. About 3.5 minutes left to go in the practice session. We'll take a look at the track here at Darlington. It's almost 1.4 miles in length, 4 turns, and it's the egg-shaped oval that gets everybody every time, man. This track is tough. Turns 1 and 2, 25 degrees of banking, 3 and 4 at 23 degrees of banking. Front stretch at 3, and the back stretch at 2. And man, I'll tell you what, racing too wide here through the turns. Woo, boy, that's going to be dicey. And don't forget, this is Darlington. It's the lady in black, so hard to tame the lady. Can anybody do it tonight? Saturday Night Thunder will be in action tomorrow night at Daytona. Super Speedway action, 80-lap race in the Cup Series, race number 3 of the season. And Saturday Night Thunder, 22 years this series has been going on. Started off in 2001. And here we are, still rocking and rolling in 2023. Come on out and join us. It's the Cup Series at Daytona coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Getting some chatters in here. Good to see Givaldo kicking it off for us tonight. As always, Paulo Chachalowski, Geb Zadok, 481. And Laura wishing Todd a good luck, maybe? Or Laura's husband. Using Laura's account. I'm on to you. Good to see Givaldo and Geb Zadok, Paulo Chachalowski, who helped convert this mod over for us, get it race ready. We appreciate his work. Glad he's joining us here on TurnLeftTV tonight. Brent Sim Racing. Good to see you, Brent. Getting ready to go over the qualification session very, very shortly. So these guys are getting ready to kick it over to quals. We'll have 2 qualification laps. And I think they are supposed to be doing it in the first half of the qualification session. So they have the use the rest for the drivers' meeting. So these guys headed over to quals. So we are now in the qualification session. Take a look at Todd Robillard coming out on the track to make his qualification attempt. The first one out in the 90 car. Setting the tone. Important part about this track is not to try to overdrive this track. I mean, this track will just reach out, make you pay for driving aggressively. Not only is it tough on tires, but man, it's such a narrow window there to be able to keep that car from spinning out or getting up into the wall. 30.186, Todd Robillard's first lap. Gordon Carter second on the grid so far. Dana Grover docking a third place. Paul Brown there jumping up on the grid. Take a look at John Stanley here in the 12 car. So Preston Hassel down on the top of the grid with a 30.181. How about John Stanley? 30.747 for John Stanley. Steve Pierce, the captain. In a 51 car, Captain Morgan's sponsor machine. Looks like he's finished up his qualification attempt. Dennis Schuderchin in the 47 car, bringing the cheese today. Got the cheese paint scheme. The buffet cheese pizza here in the 47 car. Preston Hassel still the top time with a 30.181. Well, it looks like Uderchin 12th on the grid. Where we are here with Artur Vieira. Right now, Artur Vieira shown 15th on the grid. Let's see what this lap holds for him. Vieira up to third on the grid. Bardelli Jr. knocking Preston Hassel off the top of the grid. 30.129. Bardelli is 5.5 hundredths behind P1, so he's now in third in quals. How about Gilmar Peixoto? his outlap here in the 71 car. Peixoto here with his qualification attempt. Let's see now on that hot lap. 71 car. Peixoto, little bit of work to do on lap number 2. Right now 17th on the grid for Peixoto. Jesus Iglesias joining us here. How about that, Jesus? Jesus from Spain, I believe. I think I got that right. So Jesus hopefully listening right now from Spain. I think the women's soccer team, man, the women's football team won the World Cup. So congratulations to the Lady Spaniards. 30.925 for Peixoto, up to 16th on the grid. Looks like everybody has finished qualifying, I believe. So barbecue in the house. That's right. These guys in quals, so he'll join us after quals are over. So again, thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Looks like qualifications are over. And we're going to get this party started. All right, welcome back. Qualifications technically not over yet. About 2 minutes left. Everybody's got their qualification laps in. They're going through the drivers' meeting right now. Again, if you're just joining us, we're at Darlington Raceway tonight. 110-lap race number 4 of a 10-race series. And I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV and owner of High Octane Racing League. And the HORL Buschwackers series at the Lady in Black tonight. Don't forget, we got some more racing action headed your way right here on TurnLeftTV. Starting tomorrow is the BTCC Series, inaugural High Octane Racing League BTCC Series. Round number 1 at Brands Hatch. We'll have 2 25-lap races. It'll be broadcast live right here on TurnLeftTV. Laguna Seca coming up next week, and then followed by Alton Park, Indy Road Course, Silverstone, and Gateway. That's the Worldwide Technology Raceway. And that's going to be a fun one, man. 2 races at each track every week. So we're going to do approximately 20-minute races. That equals about 25 laps there at Brands Hatch. And don't forget to join us there. Here's the season right here. And we love rFactor 2. And this mod is a lot of fun, man. We did a practice race last week just to get it tested. And the guys really had a lot of fun with that. So excited about what's in store next week. So we've got just a few moments left before we kick it over to warm-up. Drivers or qualifications just about over. It looks like these guys have switched it over, although I think we... So it does look like Claudio, our pole setter, has to restart his computer, so he'll be back, and hopefully will be reflective here on the starting order tonight, or the qualification order, I should say. Take a look at what qualifications were like for these guys. Yeah, so Preston Hassel shown in P1. That's going to obviously change once Bardelli Jr. comes back. So everybody will be pushed down a notch, hopefully, if it works correctly. Well, good top 5 there, man. A lot of solid drivers in that top 5. You see also the 6 through 10. So right now we are in the warm-up session. And take a look at Arthur Vieta getting around this joint. 7.5 minutes left in the warm-up session, and look who has joined us in the chat session a little bit ago. He said, "It's morning there, gents." Good to see Ricky Novar out here. Good to see Ritzky out and joining us tonight, today, this morning, wherever you are. Our Indonesian drivers. Yeah, we'll take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Of course, tonight we're at Darlington for 110 laps. Next week, a big race here for us at High Octane Racing League. Steve Freeze Memorial 250 from Daytona. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV, and I think we're going to start at a half an hour early. So instead of a 9 o'clock start time, the race is going to start at 8:30. I think that's sort of what we agreed on. So I got a little mixed up there. Haven't changed the advertisement for that, but we're going to sort of push things up a little because we are adding laps to this, and it's going to be quite late for some of the folks. And we're going to try to get this thing in the books before 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we're going to have some prizes for the drivers, and it's a way to honor Steve Freeze, one of our heroes here at High Octane Racing League. He meant so much to so many drivers here still racing, and folks who may be watching that were part of High Octane Racing League back in the day that may be watching, they remember Steve and what an impact he had for us. That's going to round out that first half of the season. You see we got Kansas, Bristol, Texas is going to be Extra Life Children's Miracle Network charity race, and then Talladega and Charlotte to finish out the season on the back half. Ritzky's saying, "Who is ready?" I think I'm ready. That is for sure.
A lot of soul.
Got about 5 minutes left to go, and wow, my pick tonight. Whew, that's going to be a hard one there. My pick tonight. I think I'm going to pick this 60 car right here. A lot of guys out here I think can win this race, but I think the 60 car might have it tonight. He might have this. He might have the ticket tonight. Jack T picking Dana Grover, the 89 car. Dana racing from Trax VR tonight. Take a look at the 89. Got that Trax VR paint scheme going on tonight. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder in action coming up tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, race number 3 of the season. 80-lap race in Daytona. I'm going to be out on the track. We call that Beat the Broadcaster night. You want to come up and beat up on me in Daytona? Come on out and join us tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's Saturday Night Thunder. It's the Cup Series at Daytona. That's right, Beat the Broadcaster night. Get back at me if I said some bad things about you on the broadcast. Let's see if the qualification results now will show correctly here now that Claudio's back in. What do you think? You think they will? Nope, they won't. He might have lost his qualification spot. I love RF2. Ritzky said he's ready for the BTCC. I'm ready for the BTCC. Round number 1 coming up tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Brands Hatch, 2 25-lap races live right here on TurnLeftTV. Inaugural High Octane Racing League BTCC. Don't forget to help me out by clicking on that Sim Lab link in the description of this race. Follow that link over to them. If you're interested in purchasing a sim rig, I've got a Evo 1, and I'm sitting in it right now. I love it, man. I've been able to buy some stuff to attach to it, some metal extrusion, custom cut to attach, so I can attach a keyboard tray and my button box and my shifter and so forth. I love it, man. Been really easy to expand on what SimLab started for me with that Evo 1. Already pre-drilled for a number of different types of wheels too. So we'll give that a look. Help me out here at TurnLeftTV. If you'd like to purchase one, please use my link. Well, looks like we're ready to rock and roll, boys and girls. 110 lap race here tonight. And it's race number 4. It is Darlington. We all got our picks in now. Who we think is going to win the race? 19 drivers joining us. Keep your fingers crossed here for a good, solid race. Bardelli Jr. does get his spot back. That's good. So we'll take a look at the starting order here at Darlington. Claudio Bardelli Jr. 19 starts in P1. Preston Hassel starts outside row 1. Archer Vieta, Todd Robillard starts in row 2. And Palumbo, Sean Jacobs start row 3. Gordon Carter, Pedro Gomez start in row number 4. Row number 5 will be Paul Brown and Craig Marazon. Dana Grover in the 89, John Stanley in the 12, row number 10. Row number 11 will be Tiago Gomez, Givaldo Spindola, Dennis Uderchin, Jomar Peixoto, 15th and 16th. I got a little bit ahead of myself on the rows. I get that. I can't count. Steve Pierce and Dan Richter start 17th and 18th. And starting in the 19th position is Jesus Iglesias. I should just read the places, huh? Bear in mind, I got people talking in my ear all the time, too. So I could really count, I promise you. So it looked like Claudio Bardelli Jr. on the inside. Preston Hassel up on the outside. Side by side here for the start of this race. 110 laps here tonight. Pace car is off. Here we go. Getting ready to go green here at Darlington.
Green flag, go, go, go.
And we're off here at Darlington as Bardelli Jr. inches ahead of the 27 car. Side by side there in for P3, and that is Robillard and Vieira. Vieira now inching ahead as Robillard tucks in. 54 car running in the 5th position. Bardelli Jr. will lead that first lap. He has come to play here tonight, that's for sure. Good start here so far. Pedro Gomez getting by Archer Vieira. Gomez now up to the 3rd position, that 5X car. Now putting pressure on the 27. On board here with Pedro Gomez as we enter the turn as he gets by the 27 car. He is on a mission. Got to remember, man, this track is a save tires type of track. Those guys going out there like gangbusters might have some issues. Throwback scheme here of Sean Jacobs might have made contact with the wall. Coming off the turn. Might have a little bit of right side damage in that old Darrell Waltrip paint scheme. We got some fisticuffs back here in the pack a little bit. Guys got bunched up. Givaldo, I saw him bunched up. Looks like Jesus Iglesias and Dan Richter also in that mix. Take a look and see what happened with these guys. There was a little fisticuffs here. See, oh, right there, Peixoto got up into the wall. Oh, hard contact there. No caution flag. No caution flag. Peixoto got up into the wall, and a hard lick for Peixoto. And he has got some significant damage now. Hard lick there for Peixoto. He's going to have to come down pit lane to get that repaired. Go back to live here. Bardelli Jr. is our leader. Gomez in 2nd, Vieira 3rd, Hassel 4th, Robillard in 5th.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We had a yellow flag out here as it looked like Givaldo might have come around. So Givaldo off pace there. He spun around, and he's missing a wheel. He is down a wheel. Definitely missing the right front tire. Whole wheel is gone. Steve Pierce has spun around as well, it looks like. Take a look and see what happened here to Givaldo. Oh, way up the track there. Oh, and he loses the back end. He's going to make hard contact. Coming up, and he might get hit. Oh, he got hit by Peixoto. And you see that wheel bouncing down the track. And Givaldo backwards there on the track. Hard lick there for Givaldo. So Peixoto hit him. So on board here with Peixoto. He has nowhere to go. He gets up the track. He's got damage. He slammed into the wall. And then all of a sudden, there you go. Givaldo coming across the track. And a hard lick for him. And then Steve Pierce gets turned around as well. So Bardelli Jr. is our leader. Pedro Gomez shown in the second position, Vieira third, Hassel fourth, Robillard is in fifth. So these guys have all made pit stops here, so we will be going back green here soon. Looks like Pedro Gomez is the leader. Make sure we got that updated there. So we got some guys coming down pit lane now. Now Pedro Gomez is the leader. Paul Brown shown in the second position. We do have some drivers on pit lane. Taking some service. Lights on here at Darlington. This is the first night race we've done here. The lady in black at night. Jesus Iglesias on pit lane. Gilmar Peixoto on pit lane. He's going to be on there a while, I believe. Givaldo and Steve Pierce. Givaldo Spittle and Steve Pierce out of the race early for them. Shame to see that. Both those guys come out and race with us each and every week. So I hate to see those guys out of the race here. You know, I didn't do the keys to the race. Got a little busy doing some other things. Been a little bit of a busy day for me here, but we're going to race this track, man. Don't get too racy here. Let those tires come in. Save those tires. Be patient. Manage the traffic, and then make sure your pit stops are on point. It is a little tough to get on pit lane and off pit lane for that matter. So definitely being patient here during the runs. That definitely matters here at Darlington. Looks like we got Ritsky Dovar locking it in for Paul Brown here tonight. Tough break there for Givaldo. See that happen to him. Getting to one to go. Looks like Pedro Gomez is elected to take the inside line. You have to be really, really careful here on this restart. So it looks like Paul Brown up on the outside line. And Vieira Hassel will start in row 2. Row 3, Robillard, Palumbo. Row 4, Bardelli Jr., Gomez, Carter, and Richter starting in row number 5. So guys that have raced this track before know how important it is just to be patient, man. Guys are going to go out like gangbusters, use up their tires. You will reel them in if you're patient. It takes a lot of discipline to be patient at a place like this. Race this track. It can be a tough one. So good to get this. I thought those guys got it kind of sorted out there, but got a good single file line going after the start.
Green flag, green flag.
All right,
go,
back
go,
to
go.
green. Gomez leads them on the inside line. Paul Brown in second. Oh, looked like maybe Ed Palumbo might have gotten up into the wall coming off the turn. He's got Todd Robillard below him. Robillard here now, bashing with the 19 car a little bit. Little contact right there. Robillard gets by, and Ed Palumbo and the 19 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. fighting it out. Bardelli Jr. does get by. Palumbo's probably got a little right side damage down he's dealing with. Just have to hope for a pit stop here pretty soon. Hope to get it fixed on pit lane. Thiago Gomez in the 26 car. Good to see Thiago in that 26. An Apple sponsor machine back out here tonight. Dan Richter running behind him in the 9th position. Gomez starting to close in on Ed Palumbo. Palumbo opened up a little bit of a gap. Getting to the turn. Looks like Thiago being a little patient, a little conservative. We got a battle here up front. Paul Brown hanging tight with Pedro Gomez. Preston Hassel running in the 3rd position. Vieira is in 4th. And it looked like now Paul Brown up on the outside line. Oh, things getting tight here. Things getting tight. So I feel a caution coming on if these guys aren't careful. 27 car down to the inside line. Thiago Gomez here in the 26 car. Just behind him is Dan Richter in the 9th position. Gordon Carter in P10. Gomez dropping down to the bottom line. Going on the bottom side here of Ed Palumbo. Ed Palumbo slamming the door in that 54 car. If I were Ed, I would just let Thiago go by. Ed's got a little right side damage to that car. We got a massive cluster up here. Paul Brown running in the 2nd position. Vieira is in 3rd. Bardelli Jr. in the 19 car in the 4th position. Paul Brown now closing in on Gomez. Brown to the outside. Gomez on the inside. Brown's got to run. He's got some help with Claudio Bardelli Jr. Bardelli Jr. up on the high side here. Gets way up high. He's going to try to get by Gomez as Paul Brown gets by. Looking on the back of Paul Brown's machine. Pedro Gomez, Claudio Bardelli Jr. Gomez now in the 2nd position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is in 3rd. Vieira 4th. Bardelli Jr. going down to the bottom line. Oh! Gets into the back. Gets into the back of Gomez, but I think Gomez dropped down and slammed the door. That clusters them up a little bit. They're bunched up here. 90 car up on the outside line. Now close it in on that 27 car. The 90 running in the 6th position. Gomez now back to 7th. Got a battle here between Vieira. Now Vieira gets by. Now also the 19 car gets by. I think Gomez is starting to pay the price for staying out here on pit lane. These guys that are running hard early in the run or staying out are going to pay the price. This place is so tough on tires. Preston Hassel in the 27 car. Oh, the 90 car up into the wall. Preston Hassel closing in on Pedro Gomez. Hassel there coming off the turn. Now messing with that wheel there, trying to adjust. The car getting a little bit loose. Preston down, making that pass. Looking at the back of Preston Hassel's machine. Now Robillard gets by. Oh, Gomez into the wall. Thiago Gomez into the wall, holding on to the thing, keeps it from coming around. He got into the wall, the inside, and these guys are going to get around. He's down on the apron, trying to hold on to this thing. He's now in the grass, trying to hold on. He's got some damage. He's going to have to come down pit lane, I believe. Gomez got into the wall. Take a look and see here what happened. Gomez way up the track, into the wall, and then into the inside wall. It almost comes around. Wow. Got in front of Richter's machine. See Gomez slamming the wall up there, then down to the inside. And Dan Richter going to get by. And Archie Vieta now the race leader as he's gotten around Paul Brown. Paul Brown running in the second position. We'll take a look at this pass. So while those guys were messing around with that wall, Vieta goes to the outside and gets around Paul Brown. Vieta slamming the door there on Bardelli Jr. Archer Vieta now opening up a pretty sizable lead here on Paul Brown. Bardelli Jr. is in second. Bardelli Jr. third. Preston Hassel fourth. Robillard is fifth. Let's take a look at Craig Marzon, my pick to win this race. He's running in P6. Looks like we got the Gomez brothers on pit lane. I don't think they're related, but Thiago Gomez, also Pedro Gomez on pit lane. You take a look here at Thiago Gomez finishing up his pit stop. Coming back out on track. A little dark in here, man. I don't think we've ever done a night race here, but Thiago Gomez now coming back out. Back up here with our race leader. This is Archer Vieta in the 4 car. Showing us how it's done. He's got a 1.7 second lead over Claudio Bardelli Jr. Paul Brown here dropping back a little bit as looks like Preston Hassel gets by. Gomez on fresher tires now after coming off pit lane. He's going to make that pass, I would assume. Ooh. A little bit of a slide job there, but Gomez on fresher tires. Back here, take a look at Craig Marzon running in the 6th position. Behind him, Ed Palumbo, Dan Richter, Sean Jacobs, and Gordon Carter rounding out the top 10. Peixoto on pit lane. Actually, looks like Thiago Gomez on pit lane after making contact with the wall. Get some service done on that machine. You look at Sean Jacobs in the 24 car. He's running in the 9th position. Good top 10 run for him. Like those super speedways, but he's really improved a lot of those mile and a halves and also the road course effort as well. 24 running in the 9th position. Gordon Carter running in the 10th position in that 56 car. We got a battle here with Marizon. Looks like Paul Brown coming down pit lane. So Paul Brown making a pit stop. Paul Brown making a pit stop, and I'm hearing that maybe the 22 car might be coming down pit lane as well. Paul Brown ducking into his pit stall. Man, those lights are bright, man. We got to update the glows on this track, I believe. So Paul Brown in the 77 car, the first to come down pit lane, finishing up his pit stop, now coming back out on track. Back up here, look at Claudio Bardelli Jr. Bardelli Jr. got around Artavieta. Vieta went out there like gangbusters and now starting to get reeled in a little bit. We'll take a look at this pass as Bardelli Jr. goes down to the bottom side and gets by Artavieta. Jesus Iglesias on pit lane. Take a look at here. John Stanley, Dana Grover battling for a position. This is for the 10th spot. Is John Stanley going to pick up that spot as now Dana Grover falls back to P11. Gordon Carter starting to maybe make some moves here as now he's closing in on Ed Palumbo. Gordon Carter now up to the 7th position in that 56 car. Take a look at the Dennis Unichin here in the 47. He's running in the 12th position with our Ukrainian drivers. And I think he is really fighting a handling condition right now. Let's take a look at this. I think Preston Hassel might be on pit lane. Preston Hassel and Palumbo both on pit lane right now. Take a look at Craig Marizon running in the 7th position. Preston Hassel on pit lane. The 27 car. Thiago Gomez retiring his machine, so he had a lot of damage there. So we got Gomez, the Gomez and Gomez team out of the race. Spindle and Pierce also out of the race. So 4 drivers out of the race. Robillard is our leader, and we're starting to get some word that maybe Bardelli Jr. might be coming down pit lane here. Todd Robillard in the 90 car is the race leader. Claudio Bardelli Jr., I think, indicating that he's going to be coming down pit lane. Sure here, we'll see. I heard him saying there he is, peeling off the track to come down pit lane. So Bardelli Jr. in the 19. Oh, almost hits that wall. Almost hit the wall. Hard, man, with those lights hard to see your pit stall. Oh, my God. We tested the other Darlington, I think, and we used a night configuration. We forgot to change it back. That's the problem. So that's what happens there. And I'll take the blame on that one. As the 90 car, our leader, he's indicating that he's going to be coming down pit lane this time. Bardelli Jr. now leaving his pit stall, coming back out on track. Went around on that apron. You see him now rejoining the racing surface in P8. And Robillard peeling off the track to come down pit lane. He's going to give up the race lead. A lot of guys on pit lane. About 6 drivers on pit lane. Paul Brown back out on the racing surface here on lap 40. Close encounters of the third kind, no kidding. Yeah, blame that on me. I forgot to change the time of the day back on the server after we done practice in Darlington. We wanted to check it out at night. And this one needs to be worked on, I think. They got to fix the glows on this one. Got to, with the that was updated a long time ago, but I don't think they worked on this track. So Paul Brown, the race leader in that 77 car, he said he doesn't really like this track. Darlington's one of his least favorite tracks, but here he is leading. Bardelli Jr. in second, Hassel third, Richter fourth, Vieta is in fifth. Robillard, Jacobs, Palumbo, Carter, and Marizon rounding out the top 10. Take a look at John Stanley in the 12 car, running in the 11th position. 22 seconds back. Been a quiet night there for him. 6.5 second gap there between he and the 10th place car of Craig Marizon. Dana Grover in the 89 car. Closing in maybe there on John Stanley. Take a look at that battle there. A little bit faster, I think, than John Stanley is right now, so he is closing in on the 12 car. So the 89 racing from the Trax VR facility tonight. So kudos to those guys for providing folks a place to do some sim racing. As now we got a battle here for the race lead. Paul Brown and Claudio Bardelli Jr. This has been a rivalry. This has been a huge rivalry. Now Bardelli Jr. on fresher tires. Oh, and he drifts up and gets into Paul Brown. Bardelli Jr. tried to pull off the pass. That car drifted up the track and he got into the side of the 77 car. My heavens, that got close there, didn't it? That was close. Let's see if we can't take a look at that again. This is a little bit earlier as Bardelli Jr. now got a little ways to go here to catch up to Paul Brown. See if we can't get this just a little bit earlier. Nope. A little bit later, I should say. He's catching him at a pretty good clip. Bardelli Jr. is. He finally gets around Paul Brown, but he had to work for it. Take a look at that pass. This is the clean pass that he's making here, the 19 car. He catches the 77, but a little bit earlier he drifted up into the 77 car. And almost a caution flag there. Take a look at this. Art Vieta and Dan Richter battling for position. This is for the 4th spot as Vieta in the 4 car gets by the 65 of Dan Richter. Richter now tucks in, running in the 5th position. Not letting Vieta get away. watching that outside line. He's a good outside line racer, man. I've seen this guy really hug the wall, not only in stock cars, but he's a pretty good IndyCar racer as well. And a good battle here between Artur Vieta, who's also a good IndyCar racer and stock car racer in his own right. Some good drivers here racing together. Take a look at this. This is Paul Brown. 24, Sean Jacobs, and the 90 of Todd Robillard. Sorry, I was looking at Paul Brown's name. And Sean Jacobs in that Western Auto sponsor machine. Throwback scheme here at Darlington. Southern 500 style. Getting around the Sunoco sponsored number 90 car. A couple Chevys there racing together. Check on Ed Palumbo here in the 54 car. He got damaged early on, been off the pace just a little bit. He's running in the 8th position. Gordon Carter in 9th. Marizon rounding out the top 10. I'll tell you what, man, this battle between Vieta and Richter not over. Richter holding on, and Richter going to the outside line. Vieta going to let him go. So Vieta realized that maybe he's a little bit faster and let him back by. That just shows the discipline right there from Artur Vieta. Dan Richter, one of the most disciplined drivers out there as well. So he realized Dan Richter was faster, even though he'd gotten around earlier, about 5 laps ago. He's going to let him go back by. He realizes he was faster, so there you go. And that's stuff that will be repaid to you. You remember that type of thing. 12 car here, getting by Dana Richter, or Dana Grover. I'm a hot mess right here, man. I had a doctor's appointment today, man. It's interesting. Been a rough day for me. Took off work. Stanley into the outside wall there a little bit, kissing that wall. Go back here, look at this. Richter making the move. Down below Preston Hassel, the 27. It's a 65 car on the move. 27 car giving up a spot. So Richter now up to the 3rd position. Looking strong here is Dan Richter. Preston Hassel in the 27. Preston Hassel now back to the 4th spot. Artur Vieta on the move. Take a look at Preston Hassel here at the wheel. As you take a look out of the back of that car, and you see Artur Vieta right there. Preston Hassel better stay focused. On Robillard, Sean Jacobs. Remember, Jacobs had gotten around Robillard earlier in this run. And now the 90 car repays the favor. As the 24 has to tuck in the 7th position. Robillard now back up to P6. Vieta now closing in on Preston Hassel. We knew he was coming. Hassel going to give him a lot of room. Take a look here at Paul Brown, Dan Richter. Dan Richter on the move. As Paul Brown lets him go. Heard that on the radio. It said, go ahead, Dan. He knew he was faster. So Richter now up to P2. 3.5 second gap between P1 and P2. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is our leader. Take a look and see Bardelli Jr. coming by. Preston Hassel saying he's got some damage on that machine. As now Robillard looking to get around. Vieta's gotten around. Now Robillard gets around. The 27 has to tuck in. Sean Jacobs on his heels now. So a bunch of Camaros beating up on that Mustang. Preston Hassel now says he's got damage to the right side of that car. As you see now Robillard trying to get around Artur Vieta, picking up P4. Paul Brown indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. With Paul Brown indicating he's going to be making a pit stop. These guys announced, so the rest of these guys realize they can make some adjustments there and not get into a car that's pitting. Paul Brown down to the apron. Gordon Carter now picking up a spot. Gordon Carter now in the 8th position. Paul Brown, the first car to come down pit lane here on this next sequence of pit stops. Always a risky move, in my opinion. Very risky move because you could get caught on pit lane and then a caution flag come out, especially with other guys on a little bit older tires. We see Paul Brown on pit lane. If you look real hard, you'll see him beyond the 35 suns that are in there, or those moons. As Brown finishes up his pit stop, now coming back out on track here on lap 58. Just past halfway. That's what we're going to see here. Green flag pit stops. Mitsuki and Novar there saying that Brown might have miscalculated the pit stops. Might be right. Might be right. Jesus Iglesias in the 22 car. Barbecue. We say congratulations to him and the country of Spain. The women just won the World Cup. And I don't believe they were favored to win either, but they played great and came away with a national pride right there. So Jesus Iglesias in the 22, letting the 12 go by. Got a little bit of damage there for Barbecue's machine. We got a yellow flag here. Yellow flag. Oh, boy. And Dana Grover is in the lucky dog position. It looks like Peixoto might have come around. Take a look and see what happened here. I think Gilmar Peixoto slamming that inside wall in a 71 car. Oh, man, and more contact there for him. Let's take a look here. Slamming that inside wall. That was a hard lick. And Paul Brown had a ringside seat for that. Oh, man, we'll back this up here. Back this up just a little bit. You see Peixoto gets into the outside wall right there. We're on board here with Paul Brown's machine. Oh, and then into the inside wall. And he's going to come up a track and then more contact. Paul Brown barely missed that. Go on board here with Peixoto as he slams that inside wall. And then, oh, man, back across the track. So the 71 car, hard lick there for him. All right, Claudio Bardelli Jr. is leading. Now, these guys, some of these guys, man, just came off pit lane, but personally, I would pit again. Now, I think Dana Grover got the lucky dog, if I'm not mistaken. So he's back on the lead lap. as I understand it. So good news for Dana Grover. Hey, don't forget the High Octane Racing League BTCC will start a first round of a 6-round season coming up tomorrow right here on TurnLeftTV. 2 25-lap races. And quals start at 2 p.m., race about 2:15, and there are 2 races. It'll be live here on TurnLeftTV. Each track that we visit, each round, will have 2 races, approximately 20 minutes each race. So I think Laguna is going to be somewhere probably in about that 16, 17 lap range, somewhere around there. Alton Park, not sure yet. But nonetheless, expect 2 20-lap races. Don't forget to join us here on TurnLeftTV coming up tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Probably a little earlier than that, but Bardelli Jr. is staying out. Some of these guys down on the pit lane. Gordon Carter on pit lane, now coming back out on track, I believe. Cluster of cars there. Dana Grover shown as the race leader, but I believe he probably will be coming down pit lane here. This lucky dog has to start at the end of the line, I believe. So Dana Grover still shown as the leader here. Now, I think Vieira might be on the tail end. Take a look here. No, Paul Brown at the tail end. So it looks like maybe Paul Brown is at the tail end of the field and he wants to get a lap back. Rustin Hassel is 1 lap down and he might be getting a wave around as well. We'll see. Dana Grover, I believe, now is probably getting a message that he's going to have to start at the longest line or end of the field since he got the lucky dog. And that's, believe, maybe he's coming down pit lane here. So Grover, I believe, is making a pit stop. So it does look like Dana Grover going to come down pit lane, take some fresh tires. Good news there for him. Back on the lead lap. Does get a penalty there. It says to start at the longest line, I believe. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. So those guys are going to get a wave around. So that's good news there for the 27 and the 77. And now Bardelli Jr., Richter side by side. So side by side here for this restart. Dan Richter, who's been really fast here tonight, working his way up through the field, will start alongside Claudio Bardelli Jr., who's on the inside line. You see Dana Grover catching up to the end of the field. as well as our wave around cars. The 4 and the 90 side by side, they're row number 2. The 60 and the 24, row 3. 54 and the 12, row number 4. The 22 and the 56 will start in row number 5. And I think the 22 might actually be back in the 14th position. He's sort of mixed in there.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, back to green. Good battle here with Bardelli Jr. and Richter through the turn. And it looks like Bardelli Jr. going to win that. Coming off the turn, down the backstretch. '65 running in the second position, the 90 in third, the 4 in the fourth position. 24, Sean Jacobs running in P5. Paul Brown now taking that wave around. He wants to see a quickie caution. Nobody else wants to see that caution flag, but he wants to see a caution flag out because he's got a little bit older tires since he got the wave around. Bardelli Jr. is the leader. And Dan Richter had a good battle there at the start. Got it cleared up. And now Bardelli Jr. leading. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. He's got a lot of wins in the bag, a lot of championships in the bag here at High Octane Racing League in the Buschwackers Series. Dan Richter looking to maybe get his first championship. In a little bit since he's won. He's very busy. One of a part-time racer here for us. 90, Todd Robillard in third. The other fourth, Jacobs is in fifth. Paul Brown now making some moves. Paul Brown on the outside line. Gordon Carter to 56 on the inside line. Paul Brown into 77, now up to P9. Oh, man, that's tight. That is tight. Oh, Paul Brown. Oh, Paul Brown into the wall. Gets into Gordon Carter. Those older tires got up into the wall, put a little damage on that right side of that 77 car. And got into the 56.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, no, yellow flag. Then let's see what happened here. It looked like Ed Palumbo might have been involved. So Palumbo off the pace there. Looks like that 54 car off the pace a little bit. He's in the grass here. So there's some big time damage to the 54, I believe. Let's see what happened here. As we take a look, and it looks like the 22 comes up, gets into the back of that 54 car. Oh, Dennis Unichin, hard contact right there. Unichin makes contact with the 54. He had nowhere to go. Dennis Unichin had nowhere to go on this. Watch this. On board here with him. That's going to kick off there in front of him. Everybody going to pretty much get by. But, oh, right there. Hard lick for Unichin. It looked like those guys got together coming off the turn. Ed Palumbo up there. You watch that black line right there. He's up above the black line. Going further up above the black line. Very tight racing here early on. Oh, and Unichin just absolutely annihilates. Boy here with Iglesias. And that's a very tight. Right here. You see right there, there's more contact. Right there, as you see that 22 car going up and then hard into the 54. Oh man, Dennis Schuderson did not have anywhere to go. And it looks like the 54 out of the race. Big time damage there for Ed Palumbo. So unfortunately, Ed Palumbo out of the race there. Tough break there for him. 73 laps in, little ways to go. It's hard on these restarts, man. On these cold tires, you're trying to vie for some position. Although we did have a few laps under our belts there. Did have a few laps under our belts, but still on colder tires. I like to give myself a considerable amount of room when I'm racing side by side with somebody, especially on a track like this. I'm going to give them a lot of room. If I'm going to try to get up side by side with them, I'm going to make sure that maybe they're well off the pace before I try to make a pass. It is really, really tough at this track. Hey, don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder will be in action tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Daytona. That's right, the Saturday Night Thunder, the Cup Series at Daytona for an 80-lap race. It's race number 3 of the season, and we call this Beat the Broadcaster Night. I had somebody tell me, hey, maybe they want to come out and race with you. They want to come out and beat up on the broadcaster for the way you made them look on the broadcast. I don't know. Well, I'll be out in the car tomorrow. I like Daytona. I think I got a good chance of winning this race. Who doesn't, really? It's an easy track. We got to find somebody to work with. These cars are fun at Daytona, too, so come on out and join us. We'd love to have you. Maybe Ritsky Novar, Gilmar may be able to show up tomorrow and race us. That'd be awesome. Jesus Iglesias, we'll get barbecue out there tomorrow. Racing in the Cup Series. Tonight's race brought to you by EliteHostUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Hey, we got 19 drivers here, solid connections tonight. Guys from all around the world. And great servers. That's who provides our service here at High Octane Racing League. Going to start thinking about how we're going to grade this race. Yeah, Ritzky going to come out for that BTCC stuff. That's going to be fun, man. Brands Hatch is a lot of fun. It's the Indy configuration of Brands Hatch, too. These guys lined up side by side, getting ready to go back green. Paul Brown is on pit lane here. Interesting for, Todd Robillard on pit lane, so he better get that car off pit lane and get caught back up. He's going to try to catch up to the field. He's going to start in the back this time. Got fresh tires on that car. He will start in 11th position. Mardelli Jr. and Richter side by side here for this restart. See the 12 and the 4 side by side. So the 12 up to the 4th position. Marzon and Jacobs 5 and 6. Brown and Carter 7th, 8th. Grover and Hassel 9th and 10th. I know, in the BTCC cars, they're definitely going to be door banging each other. Here we go. Back to green. Yeah, that BTCC is, those contact is inevitable in that series. Especially at Brands Hatch, too. It's tight racing. It's a short course. Gordon Carter up into the wall. Gordon Carter makes contact with the wall. He's off the pace. He has to tuck in, and Dana Grover off the track. He's trying to catch his breath here. Let's see what happened to Grover. I think that's Dana Grover. Off the track. So Grover off the track in that 89 car. Interesting. Mardelli Jr. is the leader. Dan Richter hounded him, though. Dan Richter looking very strong here tonight. He's up to P2. Well, he started in P2. Vieira got around him just for a second. Vieira is now in 4th. John Stanley Vieira in 3rd. John Stanley in 4th. Sean Jacobs in the 5th position.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Preston Hassel may be up in the wall. Preston Hassel in the wall. He's off the pace. Preston Hassel's car come loose here in this 27. Take a look and see what happened here. Preston Hassel coming around. Here we go. Oh, he got into the wall there and then slammed to the inside. Come across. Oh, 56 car gets involved. And then 90 car gets involved as well. It looks like he just got up into the wall, but he's in the straightaway there. Slams the outside wall, comes across the track, and then right here, Gordon Carter has no place to go. Almost misses the 27. And then the 90 doing everything he can to stay out of this. Gordon Carter finally putting a kiss on the 90 car. Robillard, he was almost through this. You see, slam right there. And then Gordon Carter, you see Robillard out of the throttle, and he's almost gets through. A little bit of contact there for him. Iglesias. Good to see the tail end of this. Oh, you see that hood flying there from 27, smacking the wall, and Iglesias getting through. Uderchin also getting through. right here. Oh, he just goes to the outside. It sounded like he broke loose or anything. It just sounded like he got up at the outside wall. Yeah, just he took his eye off the road there a little bit. Oh, man, that was a hard lick, that second half of that. That was a hard lick there. We'll look out at the back of this and see those guys get together. So we'd have a little bit better look at that. And we had a long green flag run, didn't we? And now we've got a bunch of caution flags. That is a little bit of a shame there. We had like, 2 cautions, and we had really long green flag run. Green flag pit stops. Got ourselves going on that second little stint there, looking for maybe a second green flag pit stop, and then we kind of bunch things back up again. This is a track where you really have to race the track. You can't really pay attention so much at other drivers. If you got somebody who's come up on you, it's better just to let them go. If you got somebody that you're trying to pass, just give it some time, and you're going to get a good opening where you can make a nice, clean pass without pushing that car. You push this car early and you wear out the tires, you're going to pay the price at this track. There's no doubt about that. This track is very tough on tires. It's a highly technical track too. You're constantly working the wheel. You're constantly trying to find that right line. You cannot overdrive the car here at this track. As you see Dana Grover coming down pit lane. Dana Grover in that Trax VR Toyota, number 89 car on pit lane to take some service. John Stanley shown as a race leader in the 12 car. Sean Jacobs in the 24 is in second. Gordon Carter third. Bardelli Jr. fourth. Vieira is in fifth. Don't forget, coming up next week, we'll be at Daytona for the Steve Freeze Memorial 250 100-lap race. Everything will start up a little bit earlier that night, so I'll put that up on the stream. And we're going to have some prizes to the winners, and prizes, or there's a prize to the winner, and prizes to hand out too. It's a race we do every year in honor of high octane royalty Steve Freeze, who died. About 12 years ago. And we definitely miss him. I know the folks who are High Octane Racing League, hardcore, long-term, old guard guys, they all remember Steve Freeze and how important he was in our sim racing careers. And that's coming up next week. It's going to be a great one. John Stanley coming down pit lane. He and Sean Jacobs stayed out. Stanley's getting some points for leading a lap. I believe the race leader will be Claudio Bardelli Jr. We're going to get some wave rounds here as well. Uterchin and Iglesias both get wave rounds. Vietta's going to start in the second position up on the outside line. Those guys have been fast all night long. I think Bardelli Jr. is faster earlier in the run, and then Vietta's got a little bit better car late in the run. Dan Richter has been a factor here in this back half of this race. He's running in the third position on the inside line. Paul Brown now has worked his way back up to the front. A little war of attrition here. And the 77 car back up front. He had gotten some damage early in the race there that he had to get repaired, and that put him behind the 8-ball a little bit. He actually got caught and lapped down with a caution flag. But now he's back on the lead lap. He finds himself in the fourth position. Marizon in fifth, Robillard in the sixth position.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, back to green. Paul Brown there all over the back of that 4 car there trying to get him to go. That outside line is a little bit better on the restarts if you do it right. Vietta gets a good run there off the turn. Now sort of filing together. Robillard into the inside wall. He got up into the outside wall. Now down to the inside. And Paul Brown now battling Claudio Bardelli Jr. Side by side down the front stretch. Bardelli Jr. the 19 car a little bit ahead of the 77. Vietta has captured the lead. Bardelli Jr. in second. Brown third. Richter in fourth. Robillard now in the fifth position. Don't forget about Craig Marizon running in P6. Been a quiet night here for him. Side by side there, you see Richter and Robillard side by side. Dan Richter using that outside line. It'll be a little bit better there, I think, coming off the turn on the outside. Richter clears the 90 car. Marizon now all over the back of the 90. Vietta, Brown, Bardelli, Richter. Paul Brown has gotten back around Claudio Bardelli Jr. We'll take a look at this pass. Brown to the inside. Bardelli Jr. makes a little bit of contact with the outside line. Outside wall, I should say. The 77 car gets by. Now up to P2. Vietta the leader. Got a good battle there between Marizon and Robillard for the fifth position. Paul Brown to the inside of Arta Vietta. The 77 and the 4 battling it out down the front stretch. Side by side there, Paul Brown inching ahead of Vietta. Can't quite get the distance that he needs. Now he's going to do it as Bardelli Jr. gets side by side. Oh, Dan Richter into the outside wall. Dan Richter made contact with that outside wall. It is tough, man. Push this car just a little bit too hard and it will get away from you. 60 car to the inside of Dan Richter. Now backs off. These guys are racing their guts out right now. Marizon backs off. Let those guys fight it out. Use their tires up, and he'll reel them back in. Paul Brown the leader. Bardelli Jr. now in second. Vietta third. Robillard fourth, and Richter in the fifth position. John Stanley and Sean Jacobs battling. Jacobs on the outside. John Steeplegun Stanley on the inside line. The 12 car getting around the 24. John Stanley now taking over the 9th position. Robillard to the inside of Vietta. Oh, Richter back into the wall. Richter back into the wall. He's going to lose a couple positions there, it looks like. Looks like he lost a position to Marizon. So Dan Richter got in the outside wall, scrubbed off some speed. Now trying to hold on. Looks like a little bit too much speed through the turns and is getting up into the outside wall as he exits the turn. He might have a little damage there. It's Gordon Carter right there. Carter running in the 7th position. Four-way battle here for P1. Bardelli Jr. to the inside. He's going to leave the door open for Robillard. Side by side with the 90 car. Todd Robillard in that Sunoco sponsor machine, looking out of the back of Paul Brown's machine. The 90 and the 19 car. So I want to say the 91 because that's what his car number used to be. Little Mustang versus Camaro action here. Side by side, looking out of the back of Paul Brown's car, and Robillard's going to pick up that spot. Robillard has a run here on the outside. Todd Robillard said he absolutely loves this track. Oh, no! Robillard into the outside wall. Robillard gets into the outside wall. Big crash. Big time crash. Vieta got caught in that. Robillard caught in that, obviously. Robillard was making some moves on the outside, and he got under the outside wall. Big, big crash. We'll take a look here. Robillard on the outside. Right here, runs out of room coming off the turn. I talked about that just a few moments ago. Into the outside wall. Tries to recover. Comes across the nose of Paul Brown. And hard into the wall. Vieta has nowhere to go. Slides back up. Marizon misses that, but he gets into the wall. And then the 65 car involved. Man, Richter on board here with Dan Richter. Watch this unfold. Oh, heck, breaking loose. Richter trying to get through. Does he get through? Oh, man, he had that hood fly right over the front of his car. And Richter had a hood fly right over the front of his car. Watch this. On board here with him, watch this. There's the hood coming off the car right here and flies right over the top. Oh, actually hits his car. Yeah, it looked like Todd just ran out of room. He's come out off the track right there, up high line, and comes across the nose of the 77. And then back across the track, and these guys trying to miss it, get into the wall. I talked about that running out of room stuff coming off the turn. So that took a bunch of drivers out of contention, I believe. Paul Brown wanting to get his damage repaired here. What a shame there. Britsky says, looking spicy. Definitely looking spicy, that's for sure. Definitely looking spicy there. We got a lot of cars on pit lane here as Bardelli Jr. coming down pit lane. So again, a lot of that is that high line. You got to be really, really careful. I think if instead of pushing it, you got to just be really careful coming off the turn. And then, man, I mean, getting into the wall there could be so disastrous. As we take a look at John Stanley finishing up his pit stop. Our race leader is Claudio Bardelli Jr. Don't forget, man, the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tomorrow. Race number 3 of the season. It's Daytona, an 80-lap race in the Thunder Series. Cup cars at their best. Starting at 9 p.m. We call this Beat the Broadcaster Night. You want to come out and join us? Well, we got to look at the race keys. How are we doing on this? Race the track. I'm not sure about that one. Jury's still out on that one. Saving the tires. We had a pretty good job on that first long run. Saving some tires here. Patience. Ooh. Maybe a D+. A D. We'll do a D. Manage traffic. That one has gotten itself in a little bit of trouble there, going to the high line, and we got some stuff where guys are mostly getting into the outside wall coming back across the track. I think managing traffic has been a little problematic there. And we just had that one, green flag pit stops, but certainly under yellow flag conditions, pit stops on point. I think some guys have been able to generate some spots gained, so to speak, on pit lane. So we are approaching 10 to go. We got a couple laps here, but we're approaching 10 to go. Iglesias off the pace there a little bit in that 22 car. Good to see Jesus back racing with us. I think he went on vacation with his family. Now, Vieta got caught in that, too. Vieta was in contention, really, to win this race, and he got caught in that big-time damage there for Vieta in that 4 car. And I believe we're going to go green here pretty soon. So we may be getting the one to go, and Vieta is still on pit lane. And he had a chance to win this race, and now see it slipping away. So it looks like we're going to go back green here, and Claudio Bardelli Jr. back to the lead. He's got Dana Grover there just behind him, and Gordon Carter up on the outside line. John Stanley will start in 4th. Sean Jacobs starts in the 5th position. Paul Brown will start in 7th, actually. He is 1 lap down. He's going to be on the outside line. So Dana Grover getting some fans here. Fireball flash. He had to back out on the track, it looks like. He is starting in P11, and he is 2 laps down. Tough break there for Archie Vieta. Very strong card here tonight. Bardelli Jr. goes to the high side. Oh, man, getting wild there. 24 car got up the track a little bit. As the 19 car leads. And look at that, Gordon Carter in the 56 car in P2. Here comes Ad, gets a lot of practice here on board here with him. Comes out to these tracks. It's a lot of practice in. He's got to worry about John Stanley right now. A couple Canadians there battling it out. Stanley to the inside. Can he hold it down? Carter got a good run coming off the turn. As Bardelli Jr. wants to see these guys get racing. He's starting to open up a little bit of a gap. Gordon Carter in second. John Stanley in the third position. Dana Grover is in fourth. Take a look at P4. Dana Grover in the 89. Now just ahead of him is Paul Brown. Now Paul Brown is... Oh, no! Sean Jacobs. Grover holds on. My gosh, that second bit of contact there. Second bit of contact helped. But it looked like Sean Jacobs drifted up the track and got into Dana Grover. Wow. Did you see that? Let's take a look at this. Right here, Dana Grover on the outside. Sean Jacobs sliding up the track. Gets into Grover right there. Watch this. A second contact straightens him up. Said, sorry about that. Let me fix it for you. What a save. You're right. Board here. Watch this. Working the wheel. He's going to get turned. Gets turned right here. Working this wheel. Watch this. And he gets hit. Back. Straightens it back up. How about that? And Dan Richter had a ringside seat for that. That is for sure. On board here with Dan Richter. As those guys get that straightened back up. Well, Bardelli Jr. is the leader. Gordon Carter second. John Stanley third. Fourth, I have no idea now. Oh, Dan Richter is fourth. These guys just need to simmer down a little bit. As Dan Richter making that pass, this is him getting around. He did a great job of getting to the high side and getting around that. What a move by Dan Richter. Bardelli Jr., the leader. Gordon Carter in second. Across the start-finish line, we'll have 5 to go. Things sort of straightened out here so far, or now up front. Top 3, Bardelli Jr., Carter, and Stanley. All within a half a second. Stanley up the track, there's a little bit. See how that battle is unfolding. 3/10 separate the two of them. Carter looks a little bit faster right now. Remember, Bardelli Jr.'s had some damage tonight. I think maybe Gordon Carter might have got some damage early in the race. But he is showing some muscle right now, closing in on Bardelli Jr. Gonna practice that high game. The high place moving sponsor machine needs to move up to the high line. And see if he can't exploit that. Bardelli Jr. definitely realizing that high line can be in play. Good battle up front now. Bardelli Jr. opening up a little bit of a gap now. Three laps to go. Claudio Bardelli Jr. leading. Gordon Carter is in second. Stanley third. Richter fourth. Jacobs in fifth. Grover now 14 seconds back in the sixth position. Did a great job of holding on to that car. Across the start-finish line, we'll have 2 to go. Bardelli Jr. opening up a gap. Extending that lead on Gordon Carter. Half a second now. Last lap here for Bardelli Jr. as he opens up a gap on Gordon Carter. Now 7/10. Down the backstretch for Claudio Bardelli Jr. Gordon Carter into the outside wall, coming off the turn. Running out of tires, running out of time. Claudio Bardelli Jr. through turn 3, off of turn 4. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 19 car is going to bring home the victory here at Darlington. Gordon Carter finishes second. Stanley third. Richter finishes in the 4th position. And Sean Jacobs rounding out the top 5. So Bardelli Jr. in the right place at the right time, holds off a charge and survives. This was a survival race tonight. So congratulations to the 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr. I think we got a good number of screenshots there. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. getting the win. So congratulations to Claudio. Able to outlast the field to bring home the victory. What a interesting race it turned out to be, that's for sure. So that was a fun race, aside from the too many cautions, that's for sure. But a fun race to watch, fun race to broadcast. Claudio Bardelli Jr. back in victory lane. And that last little run, we had a good green flag run there early in the race, maybe halfway, a little bit before halfway. Good green flag run. And then it got a little dirty there in the little messy there toward the back half. Let's take a look at the final results. Claudio Bardelli Jr. gets the win. Gordon Carter, how about that? Second place run there for the 56 car. John Stanley, great third place run there for John Stanley. Dan Richter has a 4th place run in the 65 car. Sean Jacobs finishes in 5th in the throwback scheme. Dana Grover bounces back there a little bit, finishes in 6th. Tough break there for him at the end of the race. Paul Brown finishes 7th. Craig Marizon 8th. Finishing in 9th is Todd Robillard. Dennis Uderchin finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in 11th is Arthur Vieira. Jesus Iglesias finishes 12th in the 22 car. Preston Hassel 13th and Palumbo 14th. You see Gilmar Peixoto, Tiago Gomez 15th and 16th. Pedro Gomez in the 17th position. Givaldo Spindola and Steve Pierce finish 18th and 19th. Tough break there for those guys. Got put out early in the race on that big incident that started off the race. Well, Bardelli Jr. gets the win here at Darlington. We'll see if we can't get a word with him. All right, we'll see if we can't get Claudio up here in the booth with us. All right, Claudio Bardelli Jr., parabéns. Good job, man.
Good night. Hello. Thank you.
Well, I tell you, we had the long green flag run. Had high hopes there, but when wrecks happened, they took out a lot of cars. How were you able to bounce back and get to the front tonight?
I try to maintain the first position, but this track is very difficult to overtake. but I safety the tires is very difficult. Is fast and safe. I try to maintain 30 seconds three. In the final is very difficult, but I don't know the yellow flags or green flag. I don't know. I try to maintain first position. I to win.
It looked like a lot of crashes happened as guys came off the turns and got into the outside wall, even on the straightaway. They seemed to have the turns nailed down, but they were carrying maybe a little bit too much speed, pushing it a little bit too hard on the high side and getting into the outside wall and then causing chaos. Did you find that the outside was something that was hard to manage for you?
I'm a luck guy. three strong competitors is difficult, but three guys take the. I believe he Todd touch the wall and touching the pole. Arthur is touching in two. I'm a luck guy. Okay, no problem.
Well, you know, the thing I definitely have to mention to you is happy birthday. Happy belated birthday to you. What are you, 29 again?
22.
22? All right. Well, hey, congratulations to you. And next week we have a Steve Freeze Memorial Race. Hope you can join us at Daytona and maybe get another win. And congratulations. You want to say something to your fans out there?
Thank you. Agradecer a galera aí que estava hoje, Jesus, Arthur, o Givaldão, Peixoto, o Thiago também, a galera que está assistindo aí, a esposa que não aguenta mais ouvir aqui, e é isso aí. Thank you, I'll be there.
Feliz aniversario.
Good night.
All right, that's Claudio Bardelli Jr. joining us up here in the booth. And congratulations to him on getting the win. A little birthday present for him. And he said he's 22. Oh, come on. I don't believe it. Nah, I'm just kidding you. He might be lying to me. I don't know, man. I couldn't tell whether he was kidding or not. But, hey, you know, congratulations to him and happy birthday. Always fun to know when people have a birthday. And hopefully he enjoyed it. Hey, man, don't forget, man, the BTCC stuff headed your way tomorrow. More racing. That's right. Oh, weekend full of racing. And it's 2 25-lap races from Brands Hatch. It's round number 1 of a 6-round season. The inaugural High Octane Racing League BTCC season. Gonna love this one, man. It'll be live on TurnLeftTV. That's right, right here tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss it, man. I think we're going to have a lot of drivers, and the racing is going to be intense. And don't forget, the Saturday Night Thunder will be in action tomorrow night at 9 p.m. It's Beat the Broadcaster night. That's right, Daytona International, 80-lap race from a great, great track. It's race number 3 of the season. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you want an rFactor 2 server, come on out and give those guys a look. There are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Also, thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Share my videos with all your friends. And click on my links in the description of the race. That's going to do it for me tonight. Congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. And we'll see you next time. Happy birthday, Claudio.